Hello, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about what do you do while you wait for your manifestation. So sometimes manifestations come instantly, right? And if you want what you want, sometimes you want it right now. I promise you this, if you can successfully use the techniques to impress your subconscious mind, then there is absolutely no question in my mind that you will manifest what you want. So I know the waiting period sometimes can take instant or it could take months, but I promise you this, I've been doing this for over 8 years now. And the thing, even when I was absolutely garbage at manifesting, when I had no idea what I was doing, all of those things that I had written down, all of those things that I have imagined, every single one, whether it was a day, a week, a month, a year, or 5 years, every single one came to me easily and effortlessly. So, but for some people, that's a long time. And oftentimes it doesn't take that long. It really depends upon the manifestation. And honestly, most things I see manifest within a couple days to a couple months. And that's my own personal experience from testing this thousands and thousands and thousands of times. It never fails. The only thing you have to make sure that you do is do it the right way. So just to be clear, if you don't know how to manifest, the idea is to construct a scene that implies that you already have your desire. That's it, right? So you construct that scene, you outline it on a piece of paper. That's what I prefer, although you don't have to do that. If you're good with remembering what you want and constructing things, do it on the fly. But if you are new, I would highly recommend to construct a scene on a piece of paper of something that is after your desire had already been fulfilled. And the reason for this is, and why you never figure out how or when or never do anything in the middle, is because when you construct that scene and when you imagine it, when you impress it upon your subconscious mind, it's like a seed. And inside that seed is a pattern. And in that pattern, when it erupts in the proper conditions in its proper hour, then it will have all the things necessary for you to get what you want. And you will encounter a bridge of incidents that will lead you to the end, whether you know it or not. Oftentimes, you have no idea that you're moving towards your end result, right? If you follow along, and I've recommended in the past that what you should do is write a list every morning of 5, 10, or 15 different things in the present as if you already have it or that you are consistently receiving that thing. Because what you will begin to understand when all of these things manifest is that you don't have to actually look out for it. It will always come to you, which is proof that you are guided by your subconscious mind in some miraculous fashion, right? And I believe this is God. A miraculous fashion will navigate you towards your end. And anyone that's involved in this will also be navigated towards you. And there's nothing you can do consciously. And in fact, your consciousness, if you continuously imagine over and over, it's almost like it locks your subconscious, or you never drop the seed, right? So the idea is to imagine as if you already have it, enter into the scene in first person point of view, and make it feel like you're actually there. Make it feel natural. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, the idea is that every seed that is created by imagining has its own appointed hour, right? Each thing contains its own pattern of fulfillment. And so there's no telling exactly when and how something is going to come. And in fact, we're told in scripture, we shouldn't try to figure it out, right? That God's ways are greater than our ways, and they're past finding out, which is my experience after thousands and thousands of times and years. It's so hard to call how something is going to come. And when we searching or looking creates more searching and looking, because we begin to impress the subconscious mind with searching and looking, and therefore we manifest what we search and we look for. Now, just to be clear, we are always manifesting. We always have been, we always will be. This entire world that we are a part of is all our imagination woven together through manifestation. And all of these things, we never had to do anything except for live life, because that's what happens. We live life, we impress our subconscious with our surroundings or our thoughts and imaginal acts. Those manifest outward. and then we experience them. We have to do nothing. We don't have to try to figure it out. We automatically are moved to do these things. And the same thing happens for deliberate manifestations. So searching and looking begets more searching and looking. Asking for signs begets more signs and more signs, but it does not show anything related to the end. We're just asking for signs, we get signs. What we do is we imagine, we feel as if we're there in first person, and then we drop. And when we drop, that allows our subconscious to take action. While we are distracted by our world and physical reality, this subconscious mind, and wherever and however it's operating, is doing things behind the scenes, interacting with every single person in the world sometimes, and even more than that, and constructing a reality for us to encounter the thing that we want. So waiting is the game. Some things, like I said, have taken short amount of time. Some things have taken long amount of time. But I know for a fact that they come. So how can you facilitate the process to make sure that we're not locking our subconscious mind, so that we're not getting in the way, so that we're not holding on to the seed? The first step that I do if I'm having trouble letting something go is I automatically will imagine that I've let it go, right? So I'll construct a mini scene or an affirmation or some type of inner conversation with someone, explicitly dictating that I have absolutely an easy time detaching from my desires after I've imagined them. And what will happen is, just in the same way that every other manifestation comes to pass, that will also come to pass in a way that we will not be able to comprehend. It could be through someone recommending us a book on detachment. It could be seeing something somewhere that triggers it, or we could just naturally end up detaching and having that skill, but it will manifest just like anything else. And that's the first thing that I would recommend, that you imagine that you're good at detachment. You imagine that you detach from all imaginal acts after you've done them, and anything that would kind of surround that topic, because all things will manifest. Our personalities are held together through our subconscious mind, through our imaginal acts. Other people are too. So that's one thing that I would do. Another thing I would do is keep busy, literally. The more we focus on the thing that we want, the more we prevent it from happening. Now, the thing is, it's not going to ruin our manifestation if we're focused on it. But what will happen instead is, like I said, it'll be in like a gridlock. So even if we're busy 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, that's all we need to do, because as long as we're not focused on that thing, we're not fixed on that thing, we're not searching and looking and waiting hardcore on that thing, then all things will be able to move. All things will conspire to help us in our manifestation, and that's an absolute fact. So oftentimes what I recommend is getting out of my own mind, doing something different, asking someone how they are doing, not talking about me and the thing that I want. Another thing is, try to keep your mental diet straight, fixed, not thinking about the negative and not obsessing about the thing that you want, but and that's why keeping busy is so important. Because if we're busy, then we're not thinking about our problems, or we're not thinking about what we need. And if we're not thinking about what we need, then we're not locking it in place. So that's just another tip on how to essentially wait. And the other thing that I would recommend for you is to begin to map out other desires that you have. Now, what I mean by that is, the thing that you want the most is the thing that's hardest to detach from. But there's other things in our world. There always are. Things that need to be taken care of. We may want to be elevated into a better position. We may just want a grander life. We may want to travel. We may want to win competitions. We may want more friends. Whatever the case is, and I've seen this work thousands of times, if we can distract ourselves by manifesting other things, and this is what I would recommend probably the most, not only will we begin to expand our life greater and greater, but we will begin to see manifestations consistently coming in. And so for me, I do this all the time. Like recently, I manifested an excellent upcoming collaboration, but that wasn't my chief desire. I just had written it down to stay focused and to keep my manifestation muscle active. So I had written down in my journal that I had a specific collaboration with a specific person, and I just let it go. And in fact, those things, because we're just letting them go, they manifest in the quickest way possible. So this thing came to me. I do this all the time. I just specifically list different things that would be awesome to encounter while I'm waiting for my biggest things. And it allows me those moments of focus where I can see other things come to me and be grateful for other things come to me. And then those are more things that I can log down in my manifestation journal. And then in my manifestation journal, while I'm writing down, I'm actually training my subconscious mind through the act of essential gratitude of receiving these things. I will then manifest more manifestations, and it becomes a cycle that's continuous. So I hope that is some helpful tips for you. And so I hope you liked this video. If you did, definitely subscribe. Subscribe to my email list too at sovereignmind.com. Hit the bell icon and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.